So make the lots of sounds with your hands for Rose and Rosie.
Hi.
Trey Melvin.
Wow, this is
Skylar Kurgel. Gigi Gorgeous. And Heartbeat. So thank you guys for waking up to come and see our wonderful faces. Everyone is so beautiful. I love you guys. You're amazing.
Love you too. Thanks.
I love you.
So I guess we'll start off with introductions. My name is Nicola Foti. My channel is Soundly Awake. I do comedy videos and vlogs and story times and all that kind of stuff. Heart is one of my BFFs. I love her. Go ahead.
Oh, baby. See, he loves me. Ain't none of y'all said you love me, so I'm on his side. Love you too, I think. Woo. How you doing? My name is Heart. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/heartbeat. I am a full-on woman, and I would identify as lesbian, but I learned that I'm very just queered, gay and weird, and I rep that identity more than anything else. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rose. This is my wife, Rosie, and we've been making YouTube videos for about 4 years. Got married in 2015. We do improvisational comedy, and the channel's Rose Ellen Dix.
Yeah. So I'm Rosie, Rose's wife. I do have my own channel, The Rock Stutterer, but I'm mainly on Roses. And yeah, I'm bisexual and I'm married to Rose.
Oh, I'm a lesbian. Yeah.
Woo, yeah.
Hello, my name is Trey Melvin. I am This is a commentary on YouTube. I do primarily sketch comedy. Well, really, I vary between sketch comedy, rants, parodies, all that good shit. And I'm very vulgar and very honest. And I've been on YouTube for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years in October. And I am very bisexual, and I love just being bisexual. So, shout out to the others and the others.
Hi, I'm Skylar Kurgel, and I make vlogs under the username Skylark11. I started documenting my transition from female to male in early 2009, so I talk a lot about that on my channel, and I also make music and poetry and do fun things, and I will have a cat soon.
You're beautiful, by the way.
No,
I'm kind of dying.
No, you.
Okay, so I was going to Snapchat at the beginning of this. Does everybody want to say hi? Hey. I love you. So my YouTube channel is youtube.com. I didn't hear that last part. What did you say?
Thank you.
Okay, my YouTube channel is youtube.com/Gigi Gorgeous. I've been doing videos for almost 7 years. Yes, I love you guys. And I documented my transition online as well. Mm-hmm. Thank you. I love you.
So I think a good place to start is the very beginning. So I want everyone to talk about their very first video. What got you into YouTube, and what was the very first video that you made?
The first video I ever posted was about a gay bashing that happened at Walmart. I had a hat that read, "Hey Mom, I'm gay." And gay was in beautiful rainbow colors, and I rocked that hat. I loved it. It went well with the shape of my head, and there's a lot of hard hats to find these days. And I go into Walmart, and a woman walking with her son or her kid, I don't know what that child was these days, I don't care. And she taps me on the shoulder and says, "Excuse me, I think this hat is inappropriate for a family store." If I had the mouth that I had then, if I had the mouth now that I had that I didn't have then, I would have said. First of all, we're in Walmart. And I wasn't as confident as I was then, and I didn't know how to express how I felt about it. So I went online, and I used to watch a YouTube channel called The Scorpion Show. I don't know if anyone here watches them. Yes, Scorp. I don't even know if he's here. But I started watching them, and they were two openly gay men who talked about entertainment news, and I sent them a video response back when that was cool. I miss them.
Back when it existed.
Back when it I want them back. And told them what happened to me, and then they got back to me, and I was surprised that they did because I looked at them like celebrities. And then ever since then, I just kept posting after that. Said, well, guess what happened to me now? And just kept going. So, yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about our first video. Because we started making videos together, really. It was my excuse to date Rosie. I was like, well, no one's really watching these videos, like 3 people maybe, but we have to make another one. So we started off, I think it was called Curry Farts and Melodrama.
Yeah.
Very dramatic. And I can't even remember what happened in it.
I farted on the video, and we uploaded it, and so began
our relationship. And it's crazy, really, because our relationship has really grown online, hasn't it, ever since that first video. So, yeah, our relationship's just grown, our audience has grown, and that's really what happened in our first video.
Yeah.
You farted, and so became a career.
And it was really dark as well. It was so badly shot, but...
Yeah, that's before we had any money to buy, like, real cameras. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks.
I started in 2011. I was a freshman in college, and I went to a performing arts high school and studied theater, and I wasn't... turn up for the thespians. I wasn't on the right track. I didn't think that I didn't think that it was believable that I could just pack up, move to LA, and pursue a career as an actor. So I took the way out that society tells you to take and go to school, get a degree, all that good. So I was in school for business marketing. I was in Louisville, and it was a private school. Most of the students went home for fall break. And I lived like 3 hours out, so I was like one of the only students left on campus. So I went to the computer lab and made a video called Niggas. And I see now how a little problematic that video might be. Basically, shit about niggas. And I put it on Facebook, and all of my friends, they were just like, this, put it on YouTube. So I put it on YouTube that night. They told me to make more. I had like 1,000 subscribers in a week, and it just kept going from there. And I'm so happy. I'm so proud of it. I'm happy that happened.
My first video was the day that I started on hormones. So it basically was January 21st, 2009, and I was like, hi. Okay, so today's January 21st, and this morning I went to the endocrinologist, and I guess I'm an Obama baby, and because I had my first shot of hormones, so I was like, oh, new life, and actually just plopped it online, just very simple on my MacBook during my lunch break in high school, and I was so excited actually after recording it that I wanted to go to school to tell everybody that I'd injected my butt with like man hormones, and so I actually asked my mom to take me back to school, even though I could have had the whole day off. But that's when I recorded my first video, and I put it online.
Shout out to the endocrinologists of the world. I die for my endocrinologist. My first YouTube video was a lame makeup tutorial. I was sitting on my bedroom floor with the camera propped on like a book or something on the chair, and I was doing my makeup with all of my mom's makeup. It was so embarrassing. And I fast forwarded the video. You couldn't even see what I was doing. It was just awful. Like the word, like 2 megapixel camera. And I put music on it, and I put it to Rihanna's Disturbia. If you guys remember that song, that jam, that smash. Yeah, so that was like a while ago, but it's since, because of copyright issues, they put some like whack track on it. I don't even know. I think it's like some just royalty-free music. So I went to go watch it, and I was like ready to jam to Disturbia, and it was like this stupid beat. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's fine. So it's still on there if you want to check it out. But yeah, not a very good video.
Love it. Oh, also, you guys can tweet at us questions using the hashtag LGBT plus VidCon. So ask us anything. We're going to answer some questions at the end of the panel. And the next question I have for you guys is, what is the best part of sharing yourselves online?
I just want to give a shout out to the person who let me be on this panel last minute. Because if you guys haven't noticed that this is a very, very diverse panel this year, and all of us should just be proud on the representation on the stage today. I would say the best part of sharing myself is just letting girls who look like me or have this, what society's definition of what not cute on television would be, looks at me and it's like, oh, she's cute and on a TV screen. and be so proud of that and know that you have the power to be successful just as much as anybody else, no matter what you look like, what you do, your sexuality, orientation, any of that. And that's the best part of what I like to share about myself, to encourage others.
I think the best part about sharing yourself for me is letting people realize that it's actually just okay to be yourself, and watching other people come together because of that message that you're sharing. I really enjoy just being myself, and if I can make other people realize that it's genuinely okay, that you being you is totally fine, then that's the biggest positive thing for me about sharing myself on YouTube.
Yeah, I totally agree. And also, I watch other YouTubers, and I personally benefit from watching other people just being themselves. Like, it's amazing, you know, and you're connected to everyone around the world, and there's so many different people, like Hart said, everyone's so diverse, and when people are just being themselves online, like, it's amazing.
How's your voice doing, Rosie? Too much medieval times?
I lost my voice at medieval times because I was shouting for my knight, but he won, so it was worth it.
I mean, it's a great place to lose your voice.
Yeah, he won. Black and white knight.
I think that the best part, I take a lot of pride also in just, as all of us do, in having the ability to inspire people, inspire your viewers to be themselves. There's no better feeling, but I think the best part about sharing myself on the internet is learning from, they don't just learn from me, I learn from them. I've grown up more with my fan base than I grew up with my family, than I grew up with my friends. We're all one big family, and I don't think, well, actually I know for sure I wouldn't be out. I'd still be in the closet. I'd still be sad had I not started my channel. So that's probably the best part for me. Thank you.
I definitely want to echo that, because I think that the community that I found with sharing myself online helped me feel so much less alone. And by sharing my experience, pansexual, transsexual, happy, weird, goofy, all these fun things, I figured, okay, you know, I'm just kind of selfish. I'm just talking about myself. But people began to really interact with me and ask me questions. And even though I'd been exploring my gender for several years in high school, I was still very much physically alone without a tangible trans or LGBT plus community. So watching others' videos and having conversations with people felt like I was making friends, and hearing their stories and being inspired by that, it was totally invaluable, and I'm so thankful for it.
Yeah, I just want to echo that as well. I think YouTube is like the number one resource for acceptance nowadays. I mean, when I started, there was so few coming out videos, and now there's like hundreds of thousands, if not millions, you know? So if you're feeling alone at all, YouTube is there for you. And I want to shout out Hart, because we were on a panel together, I think like last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah, so this panel is so much more diverse, and I'm just so honored to be on stage with all you guys, because we kill it.
Okay, so we do share a good portion of ourselves online, like being in the YouTube community and making videos and, you know, sharing stuff that happens in our personal lives and everything. Where's a good place to draw the line of what's too personal? And we'll start on the other side. So Gigi, you can answer first.
I've learned over the years, you know, I've been on YouTube for almost 7 years now, so I've usually kept a lot of my personal life with relationships and family off of the internet, just because I've found that it just comes back to bite you, especially with relationships. You know, if you break up with somebody, or it just makes it that much harder. But I'm actually putting all of that in the past, because that's what I'm doing with my documentary, which is coming out later this year. Yes. And there's going to be no holding back with that. So I can't even say that anymore because there's going to be family, relationships, the highest of the highs, the lowest of the lows. If you haven't checked out the art installation in the main lobby, definitely go do so. I saw it yesterday. I was dying. Sorry, a little shameless plug there. Yeah, that's my answer.
For me, I really was kind of juggling this idea of sharing my story versus sharing the stories of the people in my life. So I have an amazing older brother who has overcome so much in the past 5 years, but a large part of my childhood was affected by my relationship with him, and that was not my story to share. And so just like a couple months ago, maybe a little longer than that, he said to me, I asked him if he would write something for my memoir, if he would be willing to use his own words to describe the experience that we had, that I didn't feel like I could share these struggles that he was having. And he said to me, I would love to do that because I imagine that there are so many brothers out there that are confused, so many siblings that are like, this is my sibling, they're trans, like, I hate this, I can't accept this, and struggle with it for so long. But I love you so much now. I'm your number one ally, and I want people to know that it can take a long time, but you need to love your sibling and that you'll get there. And I just melted inside. So really it comes down to sharing my story versus sharing the stories of the people in my life when maybe they don't want them, I'd say.
I'm going to have to piggyback off of Gigi. I think it used to be a lot easier to connect with my audience, and that's probably that makes me really sad, that just how easy it used to be versus how complicated it is now. And I used to be a lot more open about everything, like they knew everything, just they knew more about me than I knew about me, and they would drag me for filth if I ever if it ever appeared that I was lying to myself. They'd be like, now Trey, now nigga. I'd be like, okay, I'm sorry. But I've learned that relationships, you just can't, for me, that's where I have to draw the line. There's only so much that I can put out regarding relationships in my romantic life, just because social media, just like for anyone, whether you're in the spotlight or not, social media will ruin you. It will ruin your relationship. So that's what I've learned, that when it comes to relationships, I just need to, there's only so much that I can expose to the world.
Right. Unfortunately, I wasn't born with that filter that everyone else has, where you know when to stop telling people things.
Right.
So I don't know anything that I haven't shared with my audience. Like, Rose and I always go too far. It's probably my fault, but we can't even backtrack now.
It's my fault. There's literally nothing we don't share apart from our house address, and I swear I nearly gave that away once.
Rose did nearly give away our address.
But I think that was half of the appeal, hopefully, to our channel, because we opened up about so much from our early days in our relationship all the way through up until now that people know things I've forgotten that they know.
Yeah, same.
And when I think, there's something they don't know, they're like, yeah, know it. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. There's literally nothing you guys don't know.
Yeah, I feel that we're brutally honest with our audience, even if it's gross, we'll just say it like it is. And although that's probably not the most sensible thing to do, because I agree that these things can come back and bite you, totally get it, I just can't not overshare. And I think it makes us unique, and I think it's actually given us a really strong bond with our audience. I feel very connected to our followers. So it works for us.
Yeah, it's unique and it's gross.
Yeah.
Wow. I just recently went through a really, really bad breakup, right? And I thought I was doing such a good job at not sharing my relationship too much with my audience, because my audience wouldn't have this emotional connection with whoever I was with, and if we did break up, it was going to be easy peasy. But I realized with my bad breakup, I wanted to talk so much. And my audience was the one who wouldn't be able to understand that, because I kept my relationship under wraps. So when I did introduce my relationship to them, they were just like, oh, you guys are so cute together. And then suddenly we broke up. They were like, oh, well, glad you're alive. And I learned that there are certain things that I'm more comfortable telling my audience and certain things that I'm not comfortable with. Like, I also suffered through a couple different mental illnesses, and I just recently opened up about those. And I learned that there are so many other people suffering through the same things I was suffering through that changed my life around. So at this point, I don't know what's good or bad to share to my audience. Either way, when I share something to them, I'm learning something regardless. And I'll be like, nope, I'm not going to tell you that again. Or, wow, okay, awesome, I want to hear more. But yeah, it's lovely. And I love every single one of my people who are just like, Heart, we're just so glad that you have a beating heart. No pun intended. You know, it's great. Yeah.
Okay, so regarding recent events, our community recently has had to fight even harder to prove our space in the world. With what happened in Orlando and homophobia, transphobia, biphobia, how do you think, what is the best way to combat hate?
I'm going to take my rainbow flag and throw it in your face, but... No. Okay, you can clap. He's like, yeah, me too.
Say the same.
No, I think the best option we have right now is the constant discussion about all of this. Recently, YouTube just put out #ProudToBe, and a lot of different LGBT YouTubers made videos about what they are proud to be of, proud to be, all of that. And if you go to their videos, there's half likes and half dislikes. Like, if you go to their comment section, you wouldn't believe the amount of hate that people are throwing towards these videos. And just shout out to YouTube for even giving the YouTubers the opportunity to do that, to show the world the amount of hate that we get on a day-to-day basis. So, I think YouTube just took several steps forward with that. So, yeah.
Well, I think now more than ever, it's important that the LGBT community as well need to stop being so cannibalistic from the inside and join together and be stronger than ever and spread a positive meaning of love, because honestly, it's really important that we don't start hating on each other, especially because we've got real enemies out there. And from a personal level, I'm just going to keep being myself, only like a million times harder. There you go.
I agree with Rose, and the thing that happened in Orlando was tragic, and obviously, like, I feel bad, like nothing good has come of it. However, it's changed the way I feel about the LGBT community. So if I'm going to find a light in the dark, like, it's so tragic, but it united me with the LGBTQ plus community. Like, being bisexual, sometimes I did feel that I teetered on the edge of the community, and I felt that I wasn't completely accepted in it. But I'm not like completely straight, so I did feel like an outsider. But when you hear about this stuff on the news, all that inside cannibalism, whatever, you just forget that. You're just like, no, like, we have to fight, we all are human, we all have rights, and, hopefully it can raise awareness and we can just come together. And definitely, I think communication, education to enlighten people, and we just got to keep going. But if I was to say one positive thing, I would say that throughout my career on YouTube, being bi and Rose being gay on YouTube, I have seen things get better. I honestly have seen a difference. When we started making videos, we weren't allowed to get married, and now we're married, and then all the laws were passed in America, and I'm seeing a difference. Yes, it's slow, we have to fight, but it's happening. You can see improvement. We just got to keep going and be strong together.
Just got to piggyback off of that was all perfect. I don't know what I would add to that. To me, I just think that continuing the conversation, progressing forward with the conversation is the most important part. They want to shut us up, and they won't shut us up. We will not shut up. No. If we shut up, that's what they want us to do. They don't want us. They think that we're shoving our sexuality down this. And we're proud to be who we are, and you're going to accept that. You're going to accept that. I just think continuing the conversation is the best part about it. And sticking together. And again, that divide that you were talking about, there's such a huge divide in our community, but and the tragedy in Orlando was absolutely just horrific. But I feel the same way. I feel different about our community. I feel different about our allies also, the heterosexual allies, just seeing how we were able to come together and seeing how people who aren't like us but understand that we are still people and deserve respect. Seeing everyone come together was absolutely amazing. But I think moving forward and continuing to talk about it and sharing our experiences and being ourselves is how we combat that hate.
Not to sound cheesy, but I feel for me the best way to combat hate is with love, and love for myself, love for others within our community, even if I don't share that identity, love for understanding their struggle to exist and be acknowledged as who they are. And I think that while sometimes we say, it takes time and it gets better, by existing, we are making it better, and by remaining to use our voices, like Trey said, and remaining to speak out about who we are making it better. And I think that one of the most important things that we can remember too is that Orlando was extremely tragic. It took over the news. It made people aware that we are still afraid. And so therefore, by existing in ourselves, that in and of itself is an act of bravery. So we are all so incredibly brave to continue moving forward. But the things that you won't see in the news is the little trans boy who came out to his dad in the army who identifies as a Republican, and his dad embraces him and says, "I love you no matter what." Those aren't the things that you're seeing in the news, and those are the loving moments that we have, and we need to embrace those and share those and realize that love can really help this.
Yeah, I think we'll all remember where we were when we heard about Orlando. It was really like a tsunami effect. It was just insane, and it still blows my mind that it was the biggest massacre in the United States. Just insane. But I think, when I heard the news, I was extremely scared, and I was just afraid for my life. It's Pride Month. I go out. I have a good time. And to know that that happened in a normal club in Orlando is so petrifying. Just to think about the scene, and it just still makes me nauseous. But then I just turned angry after a couple days. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go out and show my love in every single city I can and just literally combat it with love, because there's no time like the present. It's Pride Month, and we all need to really just stand up and kill it to make this like a stronger community.
I just wanted to add in, it is extremely sad that it took something like this massive of a massacre for America to realize that it has a huge gun problem. There is no reason that my young son can go pick up a gun before his balls drop. And so the fact that we have a really bad gun problem and having that discussion, because that may be able to change something. I just wanted to add that. Like, that's unfair.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, same.
And to piggyback off of what Skylar said about self-love, what do you guys think, if for anyone in the audience who needs coming out advice, what would you tell them? We can start on the other side or anywhere.
Sorry, I'm just used to that order. I'm like, wait. I would say, YouTube helped me a lot in the beginning. I actually came out twice on YouTube because of my, transition and all that. So I would say, find a voice, find somebody or a community, a group of voices that you can relate with, and do it in your own time. Don't push yourself, obviously. Make sure you're safe. Make sure you're going to be happy. But it is a push, and it is a huge weight off your shoulders. I'm sure you guys have heard that 1,000 times. It's not easy, but the grass is so much greener on the other side because you're so much more free, and you'll be so much happier.
When you're coming out, I would say just make sure that it's entirely your choice and something that you feel ready to do. Not because your friends are like, yo, girl, I think you might be bi, and you're like, but I actually am, or anything like that. It's your choice to come out, and it's your choice how you want to come out. And the one thing that I will say, and I say this all the time, I'm so sorry, but the one thing I've learned in life that's most important to me is that I can only control my actions and reactions. I cannot control what the person in front of me is going to say or do when I tell them that I'm transgender, when I tell them that I'm pansexual, whatever I'm telling them. And so the most important thing when you have these conversations is to know that you are doing your best, and you can't control if they're going to love you, if they're going to hug you, if they're going to want to make out with you in that moment. Whatever it is, just know that your reactions and your actions are up to you, and that's entirely your choice.
The best advice that I can give is it's really not that bad. That was the main thing holding me back for 21 years. I thought it was the worst thing on earth. I hated myself every day. I hated myself. I thought it was the worst thing on earth, and I worried entirely too much about what everyone else thought about me, and I worried that everyone else would hate me. My friends would hate me. My fans would hate me. My career, I'm an actor. I want to go into film and television. I was worried about my career. And then I fell in love with a man for the first time. I was like, you know what? This is amazing. Kind of sort of want to pursue this. It's not that bad. It really does. It gets better. It's the best. Coming out was the best thing that ever me. And people aren't that bad. People aren't as hateful as they seem to be. And whether people accept you or not, most people won't say it to you. They won't. Most of us aren't dying. Thank God. It's okay. It's just not that bad.
This is a slightly different perspective, but when coming out, I'd say maybe the worst outcome would probably be a parent rejecting you. And so I'd just like to say, sorry, stealing your story a little bit, but
steal it.
It does get better because Rose's mum, and Rose has only just said this publicly recently, but she wasn't okay for a while, and then when I come on the scene, she definitely wasn't okay. It was difficult, but I'd just like to say that I couldn't love Rose's mum more. She's like my own parent now to me. We're so close, and so it does get better. So even if you come out and then, it doesn't go how you wanted to go, have hope. Yes, it did take time. I won't steal your story, but it took, years for your mum to sort of get fully on board with you, and then it's a different thing to get on board with a relationship, especially when it's permanent, like marriage. But, we're living proof that, we stayed strong. As Skylar said, it's brave to come out, but if you just stick with it, I promise you there will be people who, the people who matter are the people who do love you and accept you for who you are. And I know it's really flimsy to say, oh, well, if people don't accept you, they don't matter, don't worry about them. But it is true. Rose, came out, and you've still got some really good friends who are getting married in America that were going to their wedding, who've just accepted you completely,
I think you underestimate just how much acceptance and love and the community in itself is so fantastic. Never forget it. And also, my mum, I never ever thought she would ever come round, ever. I mean, it was to the point where we weren't talking. I didn't think she would come to my wedding. She organised the entire wedding. She took such pride in that, and it was just a dream come true for me. But also, I think, remember that you don't owe anyone an explanation, to be yourself. If you need to take the time to figure things out, don't feel like you have to rush it. It's no one's choice but your own to take that leap and to come out, and I feel like that's really important. And also remember that safety is a priority always, and if you don't feel comfortable, if you don't feel safe, then it's not the right time for you. And I feel like it's something that when it is the right time, you'll know when it's the right time. Just take your time, and also be content with who you are. Don't feel like you have to necessarily go shout it from the rooftops if you don't want to. Don't feel that pressure. You're not responsible for anybody else's feelings but your own, and the only thing you really owe yourself is happiness.
I get a lot of messages of my supporters always asking me what's the best way to come out to their parents, because they already come out to their friends or something, but they're so terrified of coming out to their parents. I don't know where the hell that came from. Like, I lived inside of my mom, and she's going to feel some type of way about who I am as a person. I didn't understand it. But I'm low-key mad at my mom because she knew I was gay, and she played with me for like years. I'm mad at her because I come out to her. I tell my supporters this story all the time. Like, the first person I came out to was my dad. I came out at 15, and at that time, I didn't know that your parents could disown you or there's backlash. I didn't know that there was gay hate in the world. All somebody said was, did you know a woman could like a woman? I said, oh, that's me. Okay, and then I decided to come out to my dad first, and I came out to my dad. I was like, Dad, I gotta tell you something, I'm gay. And my dad's like, oh my God. Yes! No babies! Ah! He was so excited. But then I go to my mom, and I don't know what it is about being in a black family, but you be so scared to come out to them because they be throwing the word faggot out like nobody's business or just gay bash all the time. But I tell my mom, I said, Mom, I'm gay. She was like, I know.
Damn.
I don't know why you would want to be gay. Women are the most craziest creatures on this damn planet, girl. I don't know what you trying to work with. And when I tell people that, they get excited over the fact that my parents didn't do anything harsh, and it lets them open up like, hey, maybe my parent won't be that bad. And then listening to their stories after they come out, it's so amazing because their parents aren't as mad at them as they thought they would. Like, that's your mom and your dad. If they not okay with it the first couple years, months, whatever, you got to understand you had time to come out. You had time to discover and be yourself and who you are. They had that one day, that 1 hour when you decide to say that you was gay. So it's probably going to take them some time to warm up, or take them some time to really understand and let you, as you're learning about yourself, you're also educating them about how the community is. So I just say, don't be scared, because they probably knew by the time you was one.
My mom sure did. Like, yes.
Okay, so moving on to specifically YouTube, what has been your most memorable collab?
My first ever collab that I did with someone with a lot more subscribers than me was Miles J. Anybody know Miles J? And I was so scared to ask him to do anything with me. At the time, I had like 30,000 subscribers. He was already up in like 100,000 or whatever. And we were in the same building. I don't know how we got into the same building doing something YouTube-ish or whatever. And he's sitting at a table, and I go up to him, I'm like, hi, my name's Hart. He's like, I know. I said, what? And all I did was ask him, like, hey, I have this video idea where we just go around twerking on random objects and random places. And he was like, okay. And just that easy transaction of someone saying yes after being so scared and thinking that you was going to get rejected or something. Now that video is almost at 1 million views. And
I love that video.
That introduced me to almost everybody on this panel. And that it's just the most memorable because of how easy it was to make happen. We just twerked on lamps and in the streets and playgrounds. And it was so dope. But that's my most memorable moment for sure.
Most memorable collab. Well, we collabed with another lesbian YouTube couple and swapped wives, which was pretty fun for a while. But I think one of the biggest things for Rosie and I is YouTube has given us so much opportunity to do things we never would have dreamed of. And we recently went to Singapore, and I don't know if you can call it a collab, but we interviewed Melissa McCarthy and Tom Hanks, and I think at that point, we were just like, wow, YouTube is so powerful. We would never have been in this situation without it. And to have people accept us for being who we are, and us obviously being who we are, and to have that opportunity, I feel speaks volumes, because I would never have done that without YouTube. And that's certainly been my most memorable moment.
That definitely counts, yes.
Yeah, thanks.
My most memorable collab has literally just happened. It was a remote collab about bisexuality, and the reason it's so important is because I was collabing with Ashley Mardell, and she was trying to do, I really like her, she's so cool, and we were the point of the video was because a while ago, and this was the first video I'd ever seen about bisexuality, there was a video that was very negative. I think it was like what lesbians think about bisexuals, and it was a really negative, not good video, and it impacted me because it was like one of the first videos I'd ever seen about bisexuality as a bisexual, and I was like, wow, people are harsh, that's so bad, like what the hell, I didn't know people could be that, stereotypical and prejudiced. And the whole point of this collab was to change people's opinions and counteract that video and say, no, look, this is bisexuals themselves enlightening you and telling you how it is. And that was really important to me because this video I just made is a video that I needed when I was younger. So shout out to Ashley Mardell for organising that.
Thanks, Ashley Mardell.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley. And it's really important. And it's really helped me, and I'm so glad I got to be a part of it. So yeah.
My most memorable collab actually isn't on my channel. I swear this is not a plug-in. This is not a brand deal. This is not an endorsement. Fight of the Living Dead coming out on YouTube, Red, in August. They're basically, yes, you better know. What the producers did, they took 10 of us, 10 YouTubers, and we had no clue we were in for. We thought we'd be on set for 12 hours and then go back to the hotel and then, go back to set, for a couple days. Most of it staged, improv, whatever. Had no clue that we were going to meet at the YouTube space, be blindfolded, escorted to a hospital, and be trapped there with zombies for 72 hours. It was hands down one of the most memorable experiences of my life, but it also, obviously we have our cliques and our groups and whatever on YouTube, the people that we hang out with and know and but I've never been in a situation with other YouTubers where I had to depend on them and rely on them and love them in spite of not knowing who they were and not shower with them. And it was just, I don't know, I was really vulnerable. We were all really vulnerable. So that's probably going to go down as my most memorable collab.
My most memorable collab happened pretty recently, and it was one of the first ones I'd ever done in person with another person. And so my name's Skylar, and his name was Skylar, and he's like this super cute trans swimmer at Harvard. And so instead of doing something like, let's talk about, your journey because, you'll help and really inspire people who are also into sports, I was like, let's play Pictionary. And so I asked my best friend over there, Winnie, to make up the words so that we could do Pictionary on camera, and we decided to pick a theme because, we were tired. We're like, we're not going to be able to guess things, so we picked a weather theme. We're like, our names are Sky. We'll pick weather themed. Well, it just so happens that Winnie took liberty, and the first thing I pulled out was the hills are alive with the sound of music. And I was like, I was thinking cloud, sunshine, rain, and I just had so much fun. The sun was going down, the video was getting dark, and I just had my first ever in-person collab, just a fun time, and I really liked that.
I definitely agree. I think the most fun collabs are the most random ones. I can't really pick my favorite. Literally this whole time you guys have been talking, I'm thinking. I would say definitely my most memorable, the one that came to my head initially, was the one that I did with Kylie Jenner. That was super, super dope. It just goes to show you find yourself in weird situations from YouTube. I don't think we ever really would have met. She hit me up online, and I was just kind of like, oh, this is so cool. I know Kylie, and now I know her. So it was just one of those situations. I love the one I did with Todrick. We had a really, really good, you guys know Todrick Hall? Yes. I'm such a huge fan of him. But we had a really great talk about discrimination and self-love, and it was really, I left that collaboration just being so uplifted, and it was a really powerful talk. So I'd say those two.
So now I'm going to go to the hashtag, and the first one that pops up is amazing. It's from Zach Parker. It says, who are some other YouTubers who have been influential or accomplished a lot in the community to you?
Man, I'm going to say Ellen DeGeneres is a part of our community. It was because of her and Wanda Sykes and Margaret Cho and Melissa McCarthy. I know she's not gay, but I want her to be. Women in comedy that are just so influential because they're already in mainstream media. But I also learned that YouTube is its own entity, because why go into mainstream media when you have something so much better? You know, and now we have people, like Miles J, like Kingsley, like Hannah Hart, like Superwoman. I want her to be gay so bad. Yeah, you're with me. We should start a cult. I just want to say Lily, even though she's not part of the LGBT community like that, she is an ally, you know what I'm saying? But she is a woman of color who is killing it right now. And that's who inspires me, like, for real, but yeah.
For me, I think Jenna Marbles has got to be absolute classic. So funny, never fails to make me laugh. I literally cry. Grace Halbig, because I feel like Grace was one of the reasons why I actually started YouTube, because I found her so funny and so consistently funny. And I also love how we've watched her grow and her transition into like television, books, everything. She's totally killing it. Massive inspiration. Love you, Grace.
Yeah, mine are the same, and Mamrie Hart as well, because they were the first YouTubers I ever started watching. And what I love is I'm a fangirl, you know. Just because we're YouTubers doesn't mean we're not big fans of other YouTubers, you know. And I've never stopped watching them, you know, since 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I've been there, I'm a big fan, and yeah, they still inspire me. And yeah, the fact that they're women in comedy, I find them so funny, and it's
they
just...
can drink.
Yeah, they're amazing. So yeah.
There's so many options, and I hate to like name people and then like not name people. Todrick, hands down, is just absolutely amazing. One of the most talented people that I know. He's amazing. He has done so much just with his talent to bring awareness to our community and break barriers and open eyes to like, you can do this, you can do that, you can be this, you can be that. I love Toddy. Coming up on YouTube, before I became like besties with Nick and Hart and Miles. Miles is sick, by the way, pray for him. They were so influential to me too. I mean, before I came out, it was just, they're all so unique. Like, I don't want to say it's, but like, especially Miles, obviously, but Miles is just, can we have a round of applause for Miles J?
Yes, Miles.
He's just so amazing. There's just his personality, I can't express just how unique he is, but really just how unique just all of us are. But just before we became friends, it was just so inspirational watching all of them just be themselves, just so unique. And so I love them. I love you guys.
Well, I was going to say Miles J as well, so now that that's been shared, basically Miles really, the videos just always made me laugh, and I think that was so important for me, and similarly with Tyler Oakley as well, being like unapologetically yourself, and to be able to have a sense of humor and exist in this world. And then for someone that really inspires me, I'll do a shout out to my friend Chandler Wilson, because they talk about their identity as an agender person, and it's so helpful for me, and it's so educational and so inspiring. So I'm still finding new folks every day who inspire me on YouTube.
You stole my answer. I was going to say Tyler Oakley. Every person, I was like, yes, I didn't say Tyler. That's another one of my favorite collaborations, by the way, the one I did with Tyler. I think he's amazing, and he never stops. Every day he fights, and I think that that's amazing for our community. He definitely inspires me.
There's a very important question here from Brendan Ellis, and it's for Gigi. And it says, Gigi, what highlighter are you using?
Yes. I forget. What did I put on this morning? I was like sleeping when I got ready. Same, girl. Do you say slay or same? I think I'm wearing Becca by Jaclyn Hill. That's my favorite. Or the other one I have in my makeup bag right now is Jeffree Star's Skin Frost. Yes, that definitely deserved a round of applause. His makeup line is so good. Oh, so good. So yeah, one of those. Just so much highlight.
Amazing. I think we have time for one more question, and this one's from Paige, and it says, what do you want for the future of the LGBT community on YouTube?
I want to see everybody in a movie all together all at once. And it sells out, box office hit, all of that.
I think I just want an even stronger community as a whole, because after everything that's happened, after these tragic events, I think now's the time to just kill it, be together, be united, love everybody. Let's do it.
I would like a YouTube Red series where no one gets killed off. We all live.
Yes.
Obviously, YouTube is doing so much now to shed light to this, but I would just love to see more LGBTQ, so on, people of color, just in the spotlight. Just because YouTube has acknowledged that they have been slacking, that it's been white, male-oriented, gay, and they understand that everyone can't relate to that, and that's not everyone on YouTube. That's not all. Everyone isn't white. So what does this little black trans boy do? Like, what did they do? Who can they look up to if we aren't putting them in the spotlight too? So I would just like to see more people of color.
I totally agree with that, because I think it's so important for people to be able to relate to the person that they're seeing. So for me, I love to bring other people of other identities, any difference onto my channel so that they can see, even if they're not trans themselves, this is a lovely person that maybe you can relate to who loves trans people. So how awesome is that? And I would just love to see more collaborations between all creators. Doesn't matter if you have 1 subscriber or 20 billion. So I think that collaborating and getting to know one another and really strengthening our community on YouTube will show the world how strong that we can be.
I would definitely say more proud to be type videos on YouTube. We talked about this earlier with the amount of hate that was on that video. I actually haven't gone in the comment section. I'm a little bit scared. But I had the honor of being in that video, and I think the more videos that go out there, the better, especially directly through YouTube. I think that would definitely be great for the community. And also, I love finding new trans YouTubers. I'm obsessed. I kind of am biased because I am trans, but I love finding new trans YouTubers, and I just think it's so interesting to watch their journey and their transition online.
I think that's a perfect place to end today. Thank you guys for being on the stage and answering all these questions.
Thank all of you for coming out. Give a hand to yourselves.
Thank all of you guys so much for coming out. Please, stalk all of us online and watch, as many videos as your little hearts can take. So thanks for coming, and enjoy the rest of VidCon.
Thank you.
Love you too.